Hey, welcome back. So here I am in my car waiting to pick up my daughter from dance. And this past year has been pretty wild. I've been very, very busy and not producing as many videos. I've also grown a beard, so that's fun. But I wanted to start something I thought that I could do fairly easily in the in-between times, because that sometimes is all you have. So as I'm thinking about the world right now, the world's been really crazy lately, and we just came through a rather exciting and intense American election, and there were certainly very heated ideas all around. And as I was navigating through this, I was noticing that a lot of my understanding of the world, a lot of the way I wrestle with the big ideas that are constantly being argued over and discussed, a lot of that comes from reading good old books. There are books that are 1,000 years old or older that greatly inform our current situation, because good literature taps into something that is universal human experience. And so as I look at, wars going on throughout the world, reading a book like the Iliad helps me to process that and understand that. Reading something like Dante's Divine Comedy certainly helps me to understand the kind of people that I see in positions of power and leadership. Or reading something like Machiavelli's The Prince, and you go, oh, okay, I get why you're making this decision. I get why you're doing these sorts of things. Or reading Shakespeare, of course, and seeing the way that humans interact. It's true that these books don't tie into a particular political party or bent, and in fact, no matter which side of the fence you're on, you can find meaningful things in these books. So they aren't really partisan, or towards a particular framework or ideology, but they're deeply human, and they help you to understand human things. And so as I read these, I begin to realize what sort of ideas are terrible in our world and what sort of ideas are powerful and meaningful. And so that's, I think, very, very helpful for me as I'm navigating all these things. And I think that I learn a lot more by reading these old books than by watching the news. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't be informed about current events. In fact, I very much enjoy looking at current events and studying what's going on in my world. I like to keep up to date on everything. And I also think that it's important and powerful to watch not only one side of the story, but also to look at things from as many perspectives as possible, and from several different sources in order to understand it more fully, and to have a fair assessment of things. But a lot of that is filtered through the kind of wisdom that comes by reading good old books. And I think that some of our problems in our world today stem from the fact that we have a very unfortunately illiterate general world where a lot of people have put aside some of the wisdom of the past and are pursuing whatever is hot and flashy in the moment, rather than some of the ideas that have been distilled through great classics like Dante and Homer and Shakespeare, as well as many others. So I thought that I might start making short videos in my free moments that remind us of some of the great lessons that come from some of these great books. And that way, maybe I can encourage a few of you to take a moment and go back and dive into some of these books again. So let's call this the introductory video to a series called Great Lessons from Literature. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.